Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Angela Brennan and today I'm going to be making shaker cards. Shaker cards are what I like to make for my nieces. Now this is a shaker card, the snowflake shaker die from waffle flour which I used to make for my niece who lives in Scotland. I'll put a link to the video on how I made this shaker card in the description below. I thought I don't want to make snowflake shaker cards for my nieces who live in Singapore. So today I'm going to be making Bauble shaker cards. And I used the Spellbinders large and small dies from November 2021 to make these cards. I've got two separate videos for the Spellbinders large die and small die for November 2021, and I'll put a link to those videos in the description below as well. I initially start off thinking I'm going to make two cards. I'm not too sure whether I like the first two cards I make, so I make another two cards. So there are four cards that I'll be showing you how I make them in this video. The first two cards are harder to make, but the second two are easier, so I just show you bits of it. I hope you will stick around, watch the video and give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and please remember to press the notification bell so you're alerted when new videos are uploaded. In these shaker cards, I don't use a double-sided adhesive foam tape. Instead, I use fun foam. I find it easier to use fun foam to do shaker cards when there is more than one shaker on the card front. You'll see what I mean. I use the Memory Box Typewriter Holiday Elements stamp as the background. That measures about 5 inches square. So I cut down cards from the Paper Boutique colored card called Christmas Magic. I cut down a reddish color for Christmas as well as a teal color. I wanted a warm color and a cool color, two different backgrounds, because I'm going to make two shaker cards at the same time. So because I'm going to be doing some heat embossing, I prep the card with some anti-static powder and I stamp the background stamp with Versamark ink. Versamark ink is a sticky ink that will apply the image to the colored card. So when I sprinkle the embossing powder, it'll only stick to the areas it's meant to stick to have a clear image. And then I'll use my heat tool to heat emboss it, and that means it'll melt the embossing powder. So this forms the background of the shaker card. Here's what I mean by using fun foam for card fronts that have multiple shaker shapes. I think it's easier to manage the cordoning of the specific shapes with fun foam. You can double up the layers of fun foam or can use a single layer. That's up to you. But I use a single layer because I'm just going to use not very big gems but quite tiny gems. I embellished the cards with the foliage die as well as the poinsettia die from the large die of the month Spellbinders November 2021, and the sentiments are from the Spellbinders mini Christmas greetings. You can see how I compiled all of these embellishments in the large die of the month, and the link to that video is in the description below. So I wasn't sure of the first two cards I made because I thought it looked a little bit busy with the white embossing both in the background of the shaker as well as the background. So here what I did is I cut the same colored square cards, and this time instead of embossing the background with a white embossing powder, I used a very subtle ink color, dye ink, Altenew crisp dye inks in both the teal as well as the red background. and I use different colored background shakers. So as you can see, I don't bother fitting it exactly. I just put rectangles and squares of the card behind the shaker, and I use the transparency film to back the shaker front. Here you can see how I use the fun foam differently. I cut it into a square, and then I use the front of the card to guide where the bauble die cuts should be. This way it's very easy to ensure that the bauble cuts are in the right place. And here are the cards that I've created in this video. I would love to hear in the comments which set of cards you preferred, the first two or the second two. My husband told me he preferred the red cards because he's a traditionalist. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a thumbs up if you did, and consider subscribing. And remember to press the notification bell when you subscribe. I hope you're inspired with this video to create various shaker cards with any shapes that you have. I also hope the fun foam has given you a different way to do your shakers with, rather than faff about with foam tape, which can be at a higher price point. If you're inspired by this video and create cards, I'd love to see them. Please tag them with the hashtag spreadinghandmadeshare so I can have a look at them. And do head over to my blog to see close-up pictures of the cards that I've created, as well as all the products that I've used. I would love to hear any comments or suggestions that you have, either on my YouTube channel or at my blog. In the meantime, happy crafting, and I'll catch you at my next video. Take care.